with Jimmy, Chris, and Rod. Chris, I need an old man take today.
I think it's a travesty that Braun Breaker didn't get the win against CM Punk. If a man is willing to put in the work, Jimmy, he deserves the reward.
So, Rod, are you on board with this old man take where the young guy has to work for 40 minutes and then just gets beat by the old guy who works about 7? Well, we're starting off on a good note.
Who was coming out last?
Of course, we knew Punk was going to come out last. There's no question about it, and he won, and he is the rightful. Right off the bat, it's okay. We're good, Rod. He is you were never gone, kind of. We are. What is going on here? All right, we are getting CM Punk. We are getting Gunther, and we are going to get an amazing championship match. Who will win at SummerSlam? Who do you think?
Gunther.
Here's my question.
Yeah,
that's probably the right answer because Jimmy, Punk has made a big deal about the other belt, right? Like he's kind of made references to that. So I don't necessarily know that like giving him the belt that they created while he was gone and away from wrestling is really the way we want to go. But it is SummerSlam, right? It's not Mania. It's but I just know I think Gunther's probably going to win. I think this is another good resume builder for Gunther. And Punk's one of those guys that he's sainted at this point. You know what I mean? Punk's a Rushmore guy. As much as I hate it, he's a Rushmore guy. So it's not like he needs to win. He's going to be just fine. He's going to get pops. Fans are going to be ready for whatever his next storyline is.
So you're not worried about him. But I have a feeling you're hot about a couple things. Rod, give me something you're hot about today.
Well, I mean, listen, Jimmy, I used to have the list back in the day where things or people would make my list, and that meant that they better watch themselves because they were quickly to be on my scorn and just I forget about them forever. And after the NBA playoffs, knees were really riding my last nerve. They crack on me all the time now that I'm 45 when I sit up and sit down in certain situations. Jason Tatum's knee blows out on me. Tyrese Halliburton's knee blows out on me. But I'm willing because I'm a good guy. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf here in 2025 to give knees a second chance. And what do, Jimmy? What do? They kick me again on Saturday night's main event on NBC. Seth Rollins doing a completely unnecessary moonsault, lands awkwardly on his knee, and he's probably done until WrestleMania if we're lucky, maybe even longer.
Yeah, he was on the Rich Eisen show today, Chris. I'm not sure if you caught that with all of your fire watching that you had to do, but he did say that it's still inconclusive. They're looking at it. So if you are a conspiracy theorist, and Chris, last time I heard, you are the original conspiracy theorist. He never said he was definitely out. He said it felt like it did in 2015. What are your thoughts here, Chris?
You're not wrong, Jimmy. I was around and helped determine that the Reichstag fire was an inside job, right? So I know how to look for things and make sure they're on the up and up. And when you have somebody like a Paul Heyman in your corner and a genius like Seth Rollins, making a statement like the knee is going to keep me out for an extended period of time could mean anything.
Yeah.
So wait a minute.
Yeah,
Chris's expert analysis on that. Chris's expert
could mean anything. Yeah.
Anything could still happen. That's dynamite stuff that you come here for, folks. I'm telling you, Chris is such. You really would expect a new fan to not be able to bring that kind of analysis and insight to the podcast. But my boy Chris, that's why we love him.
We do love him. I know we're all like, here's the thing. It's not really a conspiracy theory like we're upset at him or anything like that. We really want it to be fake because we want him to be able to come back as soon as possible, because this really, Rod, changes everything about the main event in WWE, the main event scene.
Oh, I mean, certainly if you're going to do a thing like take two guys who were, and let's face it about these two guys, they were on two different levels, but they both were doing okay. Bronson Reed got reactions. Braun Breaker seriously got reactions. Okay. You didn't like grab two guys that needed a boost. You grabbed two guys and sort of hijacked a path that they maybe were on organically, teamed them up with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. So clearly we had plans for a match at SummerSlam. Clearly we had thoughts for where this thing might round into at War Games, possibly, right? We always need two different 5-man teams at War Games. So I'm sure Seth was going to be involved in all of those things. Now, I wonder if Triple H, who you give a lot more credit to than I do, Jimmy, had some long-term thinking in play here, knowing Seth up there in years, a little bit injury prone. I hate saying it about my guy, but truth is truth. And he's like, if I have him a stable, a guy like Braun Breaker could just step into a lot of those matches. And I'd like to think we already saw a little bit of that on Raw with him in that gauntlet match, no?
Yeah, I think so. They definitely need somebody else, though. I mean, they were teasing somebody else. They need to have 3 people in there. And, you know, we were going to record this yesterday, but Rod's internet decided not to work. My internet decided, it's pretty bad, Chris, when you have the most reliable internet of anybody. I'm just throwing that out there. Your tin cans are working.
Listen, you don't go wrong with analog.
He's a new wrestling fan on an analog stream. You got to love it. Yeah, just no one can call him now, unfortunately. So I don't
Jimmy,
even know
can we
where I was
not
going with that. Go
wallow in
ahead.
the bad news? Can we not wallow in the bad news anymore? All right, I got the shirt on. Okay, Monday night wrestling gaveth. All right, on Saturday night's main event, wrestling tooketh away from us, and on Monday night, wrestling gaveth, baby. OTC, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. That was a pop, my friend. That was a pop. He looked like $1 million damn dollars. Worked for 3.5 minutes and got more of a reaction than people have in the last 6 weeks. Roman Reigns is the biggest star in the WWE.
There were 2 pops this weekend that I was not expecting to be as high as they were. The Roman Reigns, as you said, and Charlotte Flair on Saturday nights, or on Evolution. Sorry. Yeah, Roman Reigns is back. It looks like there's going to probably be a tag team match now at SummerSlam instead of he and Seth Rollins going at each other. I like that. I like Jey Uso coming down to help with that. I do like the looking at CM Punk saying, "Nah, I'm not buying it quite yet. I came down just to get back, honestly, at Heyman and his crew." So I'm excited to see where this goes. A Roman Reigns Braun Breaker match is happening, and it's going to be amazing, Chris.
Yeah, I'll sign up for that. That's going to be fantastic. I hope Roman can keep up because Braun Breaker moves at exceptional speeds.
I hope Roman can keep up. What a backhanded compliment by you.
Wow, because Roman is so old, right, Chris?
He hasn't wrestled for a while. He may be rusty.
He's used to that.
Slow.
No, he's ready to go. He's fresh. That's what he's doing. He's fresh, Chris.
This is some amazing work out of Chris on this podcast. Okay, he managed to seem like he had sympathy for Seth Rollins and somehow make himself a part of Team Rollins, which we all know is absolute garbage. Okay, and he's trying to sit on the sidelines here and not come out with his full feelings about absolute anger and hatred in his soul that started boiling the minute Roman Reigns' music hit. Because, Jimmy, we have lots of audio evidence on this podcast. Goes back years, in fact, even though he somehow is a new fan. It goes back years, in fact, that Chris doesn't love Roman Reigns.
Chris, rebuttal? Yeah, no?
I mean, it's true. I have no love for Mr. Reigns, right? I think I much.
Oh, wow,
much rather see. I know, right? There's no love there.
You sports hate Roman Reigns more than do you? Okay, do you sports hate Roman Reigns more than any other team, like the Commanders, the Eagles? Like, let's talk about this. Where's your sports hate ranking?
It's the collegiate level, and it's Purdue.
Oh, okay. It should be the Purdue Chris King hierarchy or whatever, because Purdue's without saying, no question about it. Now Purdue is horrendous. Now,
right?
Who then would be your number 2?
It would probably be the Steelers, maybe the Cardinals. They're right there. Steelers beat the Cowboys twice in the Super Bowl. Yes, the Steelers.
Oh, yeah, back when you were in your 30s.
Listen, I remember. That's all that's
Oh, I know.
important.
No, I get you. I get you. Wow. So, Rod, Chris fascinates me, and I'm not being sarcastic or anything like this. Fascinates me how his fandom works because he wants the people to root. He wants the people he roots for to win. Like yesterday, Rod, when you had all those issues, Chris was disappointed, not angry, disappointed that none of us had the Colts winning the division, even though we're all realists. And I'm going to make sure to clip this because I'll be wrong.
Call yourself fans. Should be ashamed.
That's so funny. Well, Chris,
Listen,
when you say
Chris
the Colts are
also
going to
was
win
a
the
bit-
Super Bowl,
Chris was a bit untruthful with his list, okay? Because there is a force and an entity that I know for a fact that he absolutely despises, and that is the Empire, okay? Chris is a big-time Star Wars guy. He absolutely does not like the intergalactic empire trying to take over the universe. He's not happy with what they did to Alderaan. He's not happy with some of the working conditions for stormtroopers. We know Chris is a man of the people. He is definitely anti-Empire.
They got some cool tech though, Rod.
Chris trying to unionize the stormtroopers. I love it. Let's see. Speaking of sports hate, I think Goldberg sports hate the WWE. He had probably his best match since a 1997 match against DDP at Halloween Havoc. Okay, really solid match. They went a while. It was kind of a messed up night because the Rollins injury ended that match early. I thought it was great. Now, the ending was weird, how they won. They went to commercial. He came back. He was saying some stuff, and then it ended. That was weird. Well, Rod Goldberg comes on Ariel Helwani and just kind of goes off saying it wasn't how he wanted to end it. He didn't want to end it on Saturday night's main event. And in 2 weeks, he'll be able to talk a little bit more, which obviously means his contract runs out in 2 weeks for the short-term build. I don't understand why people are always angry, no matter what. You came back for this match because your last match and the one before, you almost killed some people and you didn't do good. Gunther carried the match, did a terrific job, sold for you. It was on Saturday night's main event. It was built up. It was going against AEW's #1 show, and they put you there because they knew people were going to watch it. I mean, come on. Yeah, the ending was kind of weird. I get it, but like, you said it yourself. You were more of a WCW guy. This wouldn't have happened if McMahon was in charge. I guarantee you that. So I'm just kind of enjoy the match, Rod. Just enjoy the match. You lost like you should have. You got to thank everybody in Atlanta. Let's move on.
Bill Goldberg, you've been served by James Thomas Jamriska, all right? Mr. Reserved, Mr. Usually just, is our history guy. He's the one checking Chris and I on our supremely crazy hot
It's ridiculous
takes. But Jimmy, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong in anything that you said there. I'm going to add on to your take in this way and say, I'm not a huge Ariel Helwani guy. I'm not the least bit surprised that this thing came out on his podcast. He likes to needle. He likes to he's that guy. He wants to click. He's operating out on his own now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the least bit surprised it came up on this guy's podcast. He's way more of a UFC guy than he is a WWE guy. So he loves to try to needle the WWE whenever he can because he thinks it somehow makes the UFC look better. And the last thing I guess I have to say is all praise to Bret Hart. He was right once again. We should have listened to him years ago. He said Goldberg was a dirtbag.
All right, Chris, defend Goldberg. I know you want to.
He was pretty funny on the Goldbergs.
Some
Okay,
Chris
let's
is on
but
fire tonight.
we still remember the OG Goldberg. And yeah, it was WCW, whatever, but like his initial run is still wrestling lore, right? What did he win? 177 in a row or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, see, that's wrestling lore. All right. So it's still the big deal. I agree. He should just, be happy because he put on
They
a
made
good
big
show.
Deal out of the friggin' guy that walks to the ring with him. Jimmy, I'm so with you. What else does Goldberg want? They made a big deal out of the friggin'
the security guy.
Yeah. To the ring with you, Goldberg. Yeah. You got to have your family stand in the ring. I mean, how many other WWE legends legends have basically we hope they do fine in their future endeavors. You know what I mean? And we had no idea that they were leaving. How many guys did that happen to? And Goldberg's going to complain about this? Get out of here.
And they already set up a feud with his son and Gunther in like 4 years. That's ready to go. That's money. All right, so Saturday night's main event.
Chris loves Goldberg.
He does. Saturday night's main event, unfortunately, it was marred by the Seth Rollins injury. We did get to see a really good match, though, between Gunther and Goldberg. It was a good match, and the right thing happened. I was really hoping that the Rollins thing was a work, and he was going to come out. It didn't happen. That's fine. But we cannot overlook the women's pay-per-view Evolution. Dare I say, might have been the best pay-per-view the WWE's put on. I mean, we were at the Rumble, Rod and Chris, so I mean, obviously that's our favorite, and that was actually a really good pay-per-view as well. But this was up there. This was a fantastic show from start to finish, and let's just go right to it. Match of the year candidate, no question, between Jade and Naomi, no question. Match of the year candidate. Actually, that was a really good match too. I enjoyed that. But Io Sky and Rhea Ripley tore the house down. Chris, bring me down from this high.
I can't, because I'm up there with you. All right, that was a hell of a match. I don't care what era you like the best or anything else. Those were two of the best wrestlers that WWE has right now on their roster. And I think they proved it. That was insane. I loved every minute.
Rod. Rhea's just so good at the emotion of a match, right? Like, there's certain ways that you can say wrestlers are similar, even though they wouldn't seem similar, right? And I look at Sami Zayn and Rhea Ripley as that, right? Sami Zayn and Rhea Ripley just have this way of like portraying emotion on their face and in the way they move their bodies and the spots that they get into, where like you were just so on an emotional ride with them during a match. And like, I find myself going up and down on Rhea sometimes. I find the character a little uneven at times, but like, there's no denying that she can get in the ring and just work. And Io Sky can do some amazing athletic feats that just can add things too. So, I mean, it was just a wonderful match. Jimmy, you know, I many times on this podcast have shouted out Charlotte and Rhea's match at WrestleMania a few years back. That's going to sound like me being biased because of how much I love Charlotte, but Charlotte's that good of a wrestler as well. So those two absolutely tore it down. Rhea's had some good matches with Becky. Rhea's had some matches with Bianca. I mean, it's amazing. Rhea's a lot like Gunther as well. You're going to get a good match out of Rhea and almost anybody because that's just how good she is.
I think we're lucky that Io Sky got out of the Party Crashers too, right? Let's be honest. I don't think we would have been able to see this potential from her if she was still in that group.
They just let her be
she was
her.
Just managing the Kabuki Warriors or something. That'd be wild.
No, she's done such a great job elevating herself because on this podcast we were like, hey, we're big Io Sky fans. Why did she win the title? That's so weird, and we were so wrong on that. Hey, that's sometimes booking does work, and it has, and she is a main eventer that everyone sees as a main eventer. And she just did great. Now let's talk about the Naomi aspect too, because Naomi was in a fight with Jade Cargill. I can't remember how long it was, 10, 12 minutes.
Jade's best match.
It was, and Jade got beat up a lot in that match, but Jade did a couple of good moves as well and hurt Naomi. And that really was key to me because Naomi had a busted nose. And her back was hurt, obviously. I mean, in shoot fashion from going through the table. But when Naomi came down, she was limping, she was bandaged, she was hurting. I love that she sold that, and I love how they did it. She came down and won. Now, people have been saying this is the best cash-in or one of the best cash-ins ever. I would put it my top two. The Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, I don't care who, what, when, where, or why you say anything about it. And I'm just saying that with Rod here, Chris. That was so unexpected, so amazing. And remember, the person who left the WrestleMania with the championship was not in the main event to start the show. That was the best, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Hands down. Hands down.
Yeah, are you looking at me to complain that Drew doesn't have the belt or something?
Oh no, that's funny. Sorry, that was okay. Yeah, that was okay. I think just for the record, I think the second one was the first one when Edge beat John Cena, and no one really knew what was happening because McMahon's music hit, and this match, this is not over. It's not over. He is cashing in his Money in the Bank opportunity. This match begins now, type of thing. So that was cool. Ziggler cashing in on Alberto Del Rio after WrestleMania. So there's been a few really, really good ones. But this certainly was great. And it's funny, Rod. Naomi's a bad guy. Naomi's a really bad. She's mean, and the fans didn't care. The fans like the moment. They like the moment when it happens. So you're always going to get that cheer. But the next night at Raw, people still loved it.
But you know what? We've already got some proof right now in the WWE. Dom, right? Dom got a huge pop when he won the belt, but we are back to we don't want to hear from Dom. Dom sucks when he's just down at the ringside. You know what I mean? Like we are right back to where we were with Dom before he won the IC belt. And that's great, right? Because I think he plays the dastardly heel role a little bit better than he's ready to be a guy that the fans actually want to cheer for. So that's good there. So I think in the long run, it will probably help Naomi to be a heel. I think she may be able to hold on to this belt a little bit longer being a heel because she'll have some dastardly, getting out of it by nefarious ways to stay champion. So, and then that'll line her up a couple more main events, I would think. So it's good for her. But I think Naomi's good. Ultimately, where I land is Naomi's good. I think she's a good worker. I think she's a good promo cutter. And I think she's another one who can sell emotion. She gets a little whiny, I think, at times, right? And a little too just loud for the sake of loud. But overall, I think she's good.
I'm willing to wager that Dom gets some cheers in that SummerSlam match against AJ Styles. I think
no way.
People love AJ Styles though. They love him.
Man. You're underselling AJ here, Chris. I'm not trying to say you're wrong that there's going to be some Dom fans, but you're underselling AJ here.
People do love him. The women's championship between Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. This kind of goes back to our conversation last week when women wrestlers tend to retire earlier or leave earlier. Trish Stratus, if you think about it, over the last 20 years could have had 40 more matches and just been that John Cena, Roman Reigns type person because she has not lost a step. Whereas Tiffany Stratton needs some work still, I think, Rod.
It's just like, and I couldn't help but think back to the last time, excuse me, that Liv came back for us and put her, not Liv, Trish Stratus, excuse me, came back and put her body on the line for us. Was that cage match, right? I mean, with Becky, that was a war. You know what I mean? For Trish to come back and do that. And then she's back for this one, which they kind of cooked up out of nowhere. And then like Tiffy doesn't look good in the match. And like, it's not great in kayfabe that she just calls out a legend who hasn't wrestled in a while to be, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know, Jim. I continue to be real skeptical of what's going on with Miss Stratton.
Yeah, and Chris, I'm a little nervous about this Cargill Stratton match at SummerSlam. I think it's going to have to be a quick one.
Yeah, it's also why I was a little bit surprised that Naomi didn't go after this belt, right? I think this belt with Trish would have been a perfect way for her to get stripped of it and maybe help her in the long run or something. Whereas now I feel like we're kind of again just stuck in Tiffy time a little bit too much now because I'm with you guys. Like I was kind of behind Tiffy time to begin with, but the more she's in the ring, the less she improves is almost how it appears.
Interesting. Yeah, so you think she's not gaining anything over the past several months or years even.
Right? I mean,
I don't think so. Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I mean, it's just like we're continue to basically be fed with Tiffany Stratton. And like, listen, I'll admit that we'll go back to when she first popped. I was there, right? I fell to the easiest fruit on the tree, right? They're like, hey, here's a Maxim model, come to life, ready to wrestle for you. You know what I mean? And she's not afraid to come out to the ring wearing almost next to nothing. And she's a pretty blonde. Let's go. Right. I fell under the spell as well, but like she can't cut promos. She can't really wrestle. Like, okay, cool. You're a gymnast. You can do the prettiest moonsault. That's great. But you have zero idea how to string together anything. I totally see you knowing when you're supposed to step here, when you're supposed to duck. And like, it's little things like that or how you put matches together. And she just can't do any of it.
More women. We had the NXT Championship, JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. Now, I have not watched too much of JC Jane. I know Jordan Grace pretty well. I thought they had a fun match and everything went well. I think Jordan Grace broke the nose. That kind of sucks. But also Blake Monroe turns, which is good because, guys, Blake Monroe is a terrific heel, was not the best baby face. So you bring her in, you get the cheers. Oh, wow, we got someone from AEW. Now let's see what she can actually do. So, Rod, I was fine with this match. I thought it was pretty decent.
I like how they decided to, like, it was it harkened back to me to the days of WrestleMania 1, right? Where you're like, hey, we got Snuka, he's gonna come out, right? And we're also gonna have Bob Orton, he's gonna come out, right? Because we just want a few other people you're getting eyes on while we got the spotlight here, right? So an NXT match is happening during Evolution pay-per-view. So let's get her out, let's get the other two out with JC Jane. So I dug that. And yeah, listen, anytime I tune in to an NXT match, I've stated this in the past, like, they're all great workers. They just can't figure out a way to differentiate any of those women from one another down there in NXT. All of the characters seem similar. A lot of the ring gear seems similar. Like they're trying to do similar things. Like I have trouble seeing which one of them is going to break out, but all of them can wrestle for sure.
Well, but I think that this match showed that they do have some, because I think JC Jane is unique. You know, she does have a look to her, and obviously Jordan Grace is completely different looking than anyone else in a very, very good way, and very talented.
Yeah. No, you're right. And Roxanne too. I gotta give them credit for Roxanne. I think Roxanne's looking great right now. She really is. I mean, I think we fast tracked Julia a little bit more than we should have with her having a belt already. But you know, I like who's Vicaire. You know what I mean?
Stephanie Vicaire. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I was wrong, Jimmy. Listen, I will admit on this podcast when I was wrong, and perhaps I was wrong about some of those women of NXT being fast tracked too much. But maybe Tiffy might end up actually being the cautionary tale, and she's the one they gave the belt to first.
Yeah, Chris, you didn't get a chance to talk about JC or Jordan.
Well, I'll tell you, this is the first time I've seen any of these people wrestle, and it was a good match. It was fun. They performed well. To me, it was a much better match than the Stratus match, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no question.
So I was impressed. And listen, if you're putting on matches like that in the NXT, you deserve to get on a PLE every once in a while.
Speaking of impressed, Stephanie Vicaire does win the Battle Royal by throwing out Lash Legend, who had a really good Battle Royal too. She looked good in there as well. I don't know if you know this, Rod, but Stephanie Vicaire's number one first language is wrestling.
Yeah, that was a great line out of her. But listen, I appreciated the little bit of English that she could speak. Right, she did pretty well with it. I could everything that she said in English was clearly communicated to me. EO's actually getting a little bit better at that too. So shout out to all of them for trying there. I was interested to see Lash Legend was the one who got the other pop. Right, I think that she again is somebody that you just look and you're like, okay, she's a wrestler, right? Like
no question.
See, she's bigger than everybody else out there. But I got to admit, Jim, I was disappointed. We got a bunch of spots for NXT people in Evolution, and my girl Nikita Lyons nowhere to be seen. What's happening here? What's up with that, Jimmy?
There's a lot of people on a lot of shows, and that's all you can do there. Chris, what did you think about that number one, and then what about the Alexa Bliss Charlotte Flair tag team?
I am 100% behind it. I really wanted them to win the belts, right? I love everything about this tag team. I think their chemistry is phenomenal. And I think it's perfect for Charlotte because she's actually getting cheers. People like this. She doesn't have to come out and be me against the world type of BS that I don't think she was comfortable with doing anyway. So I'm all for it.
The heart hands to the crowd, Jimmy. The heart hands to the crowd. You know what I mean? Like that was cool, man. Like, listen, I've been in Charlotte's corner the whole time, right?
Since day one, you have been.
I've been the guy screaming from the mountaintop that she is an absolute dynamite performer, and that's what we should judge her on. Well, I'm with Chris. I love nothing more than seeing her get to smile and laugh and have fun and interact with somebody else, and not just here's me in my robe. Here's the pyro that's going to go off, and here's me coming down to the ring acting as if I'm better than everyone. Like that gets old after a while. You know what I mean? As much as I love a snot shit heel more than the next guy, that gets old after a little while. So I'm happy to see Charlotte doing this. And also for me, Jimmy, it's fun to see Alexa Bliss doing this because I was screaming from the rooftops that she's going to get right back in with the Wyatt Six, and that just hasn't happened yet. And this is much more interesting.
I love it. This is one of those matches, Chris, where do you make a call to change the outcome? You know, if you're Triple H, you're like, this crowd is going to blow the roof off if they win these belts.
I think you can. I think they are working so well together that you can delay that payoff a little bit. Because right now,
look at you.
Right now, with
new
the
fan,
way
new fan,
Judge, I'm learning from
First
you
time
guys.
watching.
I pick up things quick.
3 years.
It's all these belts on Judgment Day is just phenomenal for me to see. Like, it just cracks me up so much when you see Finn Balor just having them all on top of him all over the place, just handing them out. Like, he's just keeping them warm for people. Like, oh, it is fabulous. I love that. So, yeah, I think you can delay that payoff where you can get those belts off Roxanne and Raquel once Liv comes back or whatever, and all hell breaks loose.
So we had people that said there was the best cash in. They, the best way for Goldberg to go out. We had the best backslide pin in the history of wrestling, and I can say that now, with Becky Lynch defeating Bayley and Lyra Valkyria in a terrific opening match. Again, I can't I can't undersell how great I love this match. I know that, Rod, you still want Lyra to be go a little bit more, kind of figure out that, other than the wings, what's your character type thing. I thought this was terrific all around.
I'm not going to dispute Lyra's wrestling ability, right? Clearly she can wrestle, right? She knows how to do all of the moveset, and Bayley is somebody that just, I've made a huge excuse me.
Can't even talk.
Oh, from where I started with Bayley to where I am now is just absolutely amazing. The gap and the respect that I have for her. But Becky Lynch is one of the greats, man. I mean, like, that's one of the things where we've talked in the past, we've ranked people, and I've sometimes seemed like I'm selling Becky Lynch short because I basically just say, well, she's already cemented, goated, Hall of Famer, you know what I mean? Like Mount Rushmore, like all of the above, right? And that's not fair to her because she's currently in her prime right now, right? Jim, if we're going to go with the furthering the discussion of the Charlotte Flair article, right? Becky right now taking time off to be mom for a while and then coming back and that being able to heat her character right back up. She might be the first living example of somebody who can have that career where let me take some time off. Now let me come back and it'll be big. Let me cut my, times I wrestle down to help extend my body a little bit. And that'd be great because give me more Becky Lynch. That pin was fabulous.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I think that.
I just got to say, on Raw on Monday, where they're talking to Lyra Valkyria before her match against Bayley, and they ask Lyra Valkyria a question about Bayley, and Lyra Valkyria gets angry that someone would dare ask her a question about the person she's about to wrestle. I mean, I just absolutely lost it. I said, what are we doing at all? Why is this her response? Why would somebody think that this is a response any wrestler should ever have? Please, dear God, someone in the writer's room, stop worrying about your stupid Netflix show that's coming up, which is going to be a disaster, by the way. Stop worrying about that and give Lyra Valkyria a character.
Chris.
I kind of have to agree with Rod a little bit on this, right? This match was fun, exciting, loved every second of it, right? I am real happy that this kind of puts more weight into the IC belt on the women's side with Becky having it, and these types of matches to determine who gets to carry that belt is important. But I, at this moment, still have zero thought or care to Valkyria or whatever, because her story is not interesting yet. There's nothing that grabs me. She can wrestle with some of the greatest wrestlers in the WWE right now. That's fantastic. Past that, I have no care for her yet.
And that's what you get on the Yeah We Know podcast. Chris just likes the storylines. Rod just likes anarchy, and I like the wrestling, and together we have fun. And with that, you've been listening to the Yeah We Know podcast, part of the More You Knows podcast network. In the ring with Jimmy, Chris, and Rod.
Shout out to our guy, L.A. Knight, who Chris is going to honor like he always does here in just a second, for having the most angry look on their face after winning a match in WWE history.
Pissed off. Goodbye, net. Yeah.
All right, guys.